What kind of calculating, cold act did you commit? Story 1. I worked for a guy as a security guard for a dot-com company in 2000. He wouldn't pay overtime, demanded 60-plus hour work weeks, and would call you in on your days off. I refused one time, and he terminated me. I returned all my uniforms, and he charged me $180 cleaning fees. Out of a job, I talked to the building facility manager about some of the shady shit I saw him doing. He told me if I had my own security license and insurance, he would terminate their contract and hire me. So that's what I did. A few days later, I'm coming in the front door and security stops me. He tells me that I've been terminated and no longer allowed on the property. The building facility manager comes out and tells him I'm there on official business with them. The following Monday, new contract in hand, I enter the front door of the property and relieved my former boss of his duties and escorted him off the property. I could see steam coming out of his ears. He was pissed. Story 2. Previous manager was a totally horrible person. I'll spare the details. She ran our team into the ground, then laid a bunch of us off, myself included, a year ago. Then she found another job 2 months later and left. I recently found out she started her own consulting company and announced it on a popular jobs social media site. What she failed to do was to secure the domain names and social media handles for the new business venture. I took every variation I could think of. Get fucked. Story 3. I ran a painting company in college and did a lot of work in my own neighborhood. After completing most of the job, the neighbor called me and refused to pay at all, unless the price was dropped. I explained that the only person he would be hurting would be me, as everyone else is still entitled to the money they worked for. The neighbor still demanded a price cut, which resulted in me paying to do the job. Shame he didn't get the color approved by the neighborhood HOA. One anonymous complaint later, and the neighbor had to pay to repaint it. Story 4. My boss had a reputation for smashing keyboards and mice when he would get mad. So I bought a cheap wireless mouse and plugged the dongle into the back of his PC where no one would ever see it. I could look across the hall and kind of see when he was using the mouse, and I would just nudge the cursor enough that it would feel like there was something glitching. I got him to break another mouse that week. Story 5. School bully showed up my work once to turn in an application. It was a cool, higher-paying job for teenagers. He asked me why I was there, and I told him I worked there. His attitude changed, and he begged me to put in a good word for him. I said, "Oh, sure thing." I walked in, went to my manager's office and told him, "So-and-so just applied. Please don't hire him." He bullied myself and others relentlessly. My manager crumpled up his app and threw it away. If you made it to the end, like and subscribe.